Hello, viewers. Welcome to the last friend. Exposing your children to diverse views. Last time we were looking at strategy of things that makes children smart. Yeah, and we looked at the strategy, and we said one of the strategies as a parent, don't always solve your children's problem. And today we'll be talking about exposure. Yes, exposing them to diverse views matters a lot. It makes that child's brain develop. It makes that child that anywhere he or she found himself, you actually know that a child is there, that somebody's child is there. Because the way the person talks, the way the person socializes, the way he or she behaves, the level of intelligence, oh, top notch. Yes, one of the things that makes a child less smart is a lack of exposure to diverse view and individual. When a child interacts with people from different walks of life, learn different things and listen to different perspectives on a topic or more, I tell you, they will be smart. And when we are talking about being smart, you see a lot of parents lock their children indoor and they feel when they lock them indoor, that is when they will be better. No, you are causing a very big problem in the life of that child because the child is going to grow up to have a low self-esteem. That when he meets with other peers outside, oh my God, she can't even talk because when they are talking, she feels like, this person is looking down on me. She looks down on herself or himself because they feel they cannot cope with the level of that particular child. And that is why I advise parents that go out with your kids. They should see what is going on around them. And the more they see, the more they ask questions. And you know something that parents don't understand. When a child is asking you questions, it's better. It's very, very better that your children are asking you questions. If you're a parent and your children, they don't ask you questions, there is a question mark there because it must be somebody outside that they relate with and they tell everything to. And that person will be the one answering the question where you are supposed to. So you have lost that place of being a parent to them. And that is why you need to engage your children in things, in different topics. As a parent too, you also need to read stories. Yes, you see some parents, every evening they get a book, they read to their children that book, and they try to explain to them, and that child is happy. And the more you read to them, the more they ask questions. Yes, sometimes the questions they might ask might be looking stupid to you, but I tell you, answer the question. A lot of parents will say, are they not kids? What do they know? Nothing. Leave them alone. And why they always asking stupid questions? No, even in that stupid question, there is something making sense. Try and answer them. So it makes them develop. It makes them, when they are among people and people are talking, they ask questions. They ask questions. Have you not come to a forum whereby people are talking and everybody is just calm? Talk now, talk now. The children are just looking like as if because they are not developed to that particular point. So exposing them to things, what they see, what they hear matters. And whenever they see, they ask questions. Whenever they hear, they ask questions. So if you're the type that your child keeps things in within, we're going to talk about that. When your child just anything he hears to himself, it does not bother. No, 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 I don't need to tell my dad you. No, my dad is going to beat me. My mom is going to beat me. Because of what you want to say, and so they hid it in them. When they go out there, they start telling their friends, discussing it among themselves, and they start giving them passing wrong information to them. We'll talk about that later. But now we're talking about exposure, exposing your children to different things. During weekend, as parents, you need to take your children out. Don't say I don't have the money. No, no. The little you have, try and take them out. And the more you take them out, the more they are happy, the more they are seeing things. And then you see, the more they see those things, they like to talk, they discuss. That is so, this thing we have, so things like this. Take them out. They should be exposed. Make them meet with people, different people. And in the meeting, engage them in talks, engage them in things. Also, you as a parent, you can encourage them by inviting them to join your conversation. If you're having conversation in your house, you're having a discussion, maybe you and your husband, you can also invite your children to join in that conversation. Also, teach them always to ask for what? Permission. You know that you call them today to join the conversation doesn't mean that tomorrow they will just come on their own without asking for permission. A lot of children too, when they see two persons talking, they just come from nowhere. They will just poke nose into that discussion, even when you did not permit them to talk. I see a lot of children like that. That is not being smart. That is disrespect in the highest order. As an adult, I'm talking, and a child will just come from nowhere to put mouth in that discussion. No, that is not training. And that is why I said earlier, if you are engaging in any conversation and you want to involve them, that you get them involved in that particular conversation doesn't mean that tomorrow they are permitted. And that is why you need to tell them that before they can come for any conversation, any forum like this, they need to ask for permission. Mommy, am I free to join in this discussion? Or daddy, am I free to join? Or anybody that is the head of that particular discussion. They must take permission. You make them see reasons why they need to take permission. So in joining in such a discussion, you find out that the child creates good ideas. The child talks intelligently. The things that a child brings out in that conversation, you find out that this child indeed has actually gone far. So exposure makes a child smart. And that is why you see that a child brought up in a city and a child brought up in a village setting, there is a very big difference, because the child is taught on how to use technologies. But the other child who is brought up in a village doesn't know anything about technology. So when you give it to that child, he finds it difficult to handle it, even when the child is intelligent. Okay, let's use, for example, the jam we're talking about. Jam is computer based, and you find out that a lot of children, they don't know how to use computers. And so they're intelligent, so they're very, very intelligent, 100%. But because they don't know how to use computer based, they find it difficult to answer their question, and it makes them fail. So the intelligence, what's the for? What's the intelligence for? There is nothing the intelligence is for, because you are just intelligent and you're not smart. And that is why I said it previously, that there's difference between being intelligent and being smart. There's a big difference. You find out that a child who is intelligent will fail the exam because he or she doesn't know how to use technologies. But the one who is not that intelligent is average. But because he's very smart in using technology, in using computer, you see the person will top the other child. And at the end of the day, you will not say the child, because technology-wise is top-notch, you will now say he's more intelligent than the other because he doesn't know anything about technology. And that is why I said exposure matters a lot. Expose your children to things. And while you are exposing them, you teach them on how to do it so that it doesn't cause problem. When a child is very exposed, he go diverse ways in doing some things, it becomes a problem. So when you are there to guide the child, you're taking a child out. The child is asking you questions and you don't answer. And you tell the child, I'm going to beat you if you ask any more questions. you are causing fear to that child. Because if it's me, I will not ask you again. No, I will not ask you. I will not bother. I will go and meet the nearest person who can answer my question. And it can be someone like me again as a child. My peer, I will meet the person and ask the person, and the person will be the one to answer my question. And maybe the person will not pass wrong information, and I will go with that wrong information. But exposure is the key. As parent, try as much as possible to expose your children. Is it in reading? Is it in technology? Is it in traveling? Is it in studying? Even watching of movies. It's also an act of exposure. But while watching, you need to watch the kind of movies your children watch. You need to join them, see the kind of movies, and try to dive the lessons that particular movie is talking about. Inculcate it in their head. It shouldn't be just to clear their eyes. No, a lot of movies are educative. They're educative movies that your children need to participate. They need to participate in that particular movies. Spelling bees. Children should engage in that. There are some words a lot of people have not heard about. Your child should be the first to hear that word and should use it in sentences. Yes, a lot of competitive things, stuff, games. They need to get involved. You're exposing them. Expose them in games. A lot of educative games you go out there in the market and get for your child. And as they are playing those games, it develops their brain. It's just like a game of chess. While playing it, you are calculating. If I should and pushing the king into this particular place, would this person win me? You know, the first time I played that game, I was like, wow, it was mind blowing. Like, because I don't know how to play it, you could see the way they would want me hairstyle. But with time, I started learning that game. I had to know that, this game, you need a lot of calculation, you need a lot of wisdom to play that particular game. So these are things that parents need to involve their children. And the more you involve them in all these things, the more you are making them think, the more they are what smart. So when they go out there to meet people from different walks of life, they will not be left behind. They will not be left behind. They will be in front because yes, in everywhere, is it in study, is it in whatsoever, they are there. Games, football, mention them, they are there. So advise as parents, please, as much as you can, don't say you don't have time for that child. Don't say it. When I hear parents say they don't have time for their kids, it pains me a lot. You know why? Because when you don't have that child, you'll be crying. Please, God, give me this child. Give me this child. If you give me this child, I will do this. Now you have the child, you will just leave them aside. You stay in your business from morning to evening without even knowing what your child is doing at that particular time. So please expose them and expose them in a godly way. Expose them in a godly way. And as you do that, God will bless you because God is the giver of kids. So I would like you to stay tuned for more videos. Remember, we are talking about strategies of making a child to be smart. First, we've talked about don't always solve their problems. Stay tuned for the rest. Don't forget to like, follow us. Love you.